What up, what up, what up, beautiful people? How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the podcast you all know and love as Really Big. Okay, because we forgot to do our intro the last time, honey. So I had to record the intro in. We didn't do our intro or our outro last time. It's been so long, we was a little rusty.
Right.
No. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing?
Something right with his head, but I'm good. How y'all doing?
You look cute to me, girl. You look cute, girl.
Thank you. I'll be struggling.
So what's up, Face? Have you had a good week? It's a little bit. Now I will say it's a little bit of an echo, Mink. I know you were asking about your headphones, but I don't know if you got something else open or something like that. What's going on, Face? How's it going?
Nothing. I'm just trying to get my life together for this next show on the 20th.
You say your life now? On the 20th. To fill us in, sir. Fill us in.
Oh, just another live stream. We're going to host it on the channel that we actually just says Development League Basement as opposed to just mine all the time.
Oh, okay. All right. So, cool. All right. Meek, what you got going on over there?
Just same old, staying old. Trying to do some community involvement earlier today. Just trying to stay black, stay proud, stay alive. Same thing as every day.
Okay. All right. Stay proud and stay alive. That's a lot of staying. You trying to do a lot of staying.
I mean, that sounds like a black person that's trying to live.
Right. Okay.
I'll be damn.
Listen. Well, that's good. I know that's why we're coming on a little late because you had some things you were taking care of earlier today. So glad you were able to get it done. First and foremost, let's start with congratulations that some people is getting their stimulus. The wolf is full, the lines out the door down to the rod and reel. Everybody trying to get them some crab legs and some scrimps. I hope y'all saving some of that money or paying some bills. Ain't nothing wrong with getting yourself a good meal and celebrating a little something. But I hope y'all doing some good things with that money, what you supposed to be doing with that money. I'm just saying, hope some of y'all are doing what y'all supposed to be doing with the daggone stimulus. But we finally got the stimulus. We finally got the stimulus done. I don't know how we feel about it.
Well, I can already point out who I know got their check.
By what they posting on Facebook?
Nah, because now they don't know me and they owe me money.
Oh well.
Now I'm like, oh, must have got your check. You're supposed to come in because all of a sudden, we don't know who Face is, huh?
Right. You get brand new on me now.
That's how you feel. Okay, I'm like, all right, that's all right. I not forgot who you are.
The other thing your president said is that by May the 1st, all eligible adults will be able to get the vaccine. We'll have enough vaccines out there that all people who are eligible to get the vaccine will be able to. How you guys feel about that? You think you're gonna be able to do it? What do you think?
I mean, I was eligible. I declined my offer. I'm just waiting for her population. I've seen I Am Legend several times, so I'm good for right now.
Hey, Raphael, how you doing, man?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Raphael. Hey, Xavier. Let me do a quick roll call. It looked like the notification didn't go out, but our regulars are here in the room, so we're going to rock with who we rock with. Let me give a couple of shouts out. We got L Love. We got Yana, Xavier, Brandon, Alikala, Yana. I think I said Yana already. Carolyn, Little Baby, Xavier, Coffee Hook TV, Raphael. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it.
L Love is in here too.
L Love. I thought I said L Love. My bad. Hey, boo. Hey, L Love. Now, don't forget, we also are on all social media platforms. So that's why, when we do this like this, this will be uploaded over to Spreaker. What's that thing called? iTunes and not Spotify. Is it Spotify? Maybe it is Spotify. And Google Play. So we're all there. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to us. I know y'all listen to us here, but y'all go ahead and subscribe to us over there on whatever your platform is and share with your friends. Tell them to come and check us out. We're trying to get our engagement up on the other platforms. So y'all definitely, subscribe and look out for us over there. It is much appreciated.
Yeah, and while we were doing shout outs, Coffee Hook came in. So hey, Coffee Hook.
Hey, so East Starkey come in. And if you are listening to us on Spreaker or the other platforms, come find us over on the YouTube channel. All right, Really Be TV on YouTube, and you can join in the live chat, the live conversation, and join us. It goes both ways. It goes both ways over here.
So Xavier Myers asks, "Is I Am Legend?" He says he's never seen I Am Legend. Is that a Will Smith movie? Okay, so yes, it is a Will Smith movie
with his son, with Jaden, right?
No, that's Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, I thought Jaden was in I Am Legend. Okay, my bad.
Nah, he was in.
I knew he was in Pursuit of Happiness. But I thought he was also
he was in that other space movie that he did.
After Earth.
Yeah,
nobody saw that though.
I did, unfortunately.
I did. That's after it.
And 5 other people.
But I will say this: I would watch After Earth again before I ever watch Pootie Tang again.
I think I would watch Pootie Tang first.
I was waiting for Pootie Tang to get hit in the head and learn to speak. I suffered through that movie.
A son of man on the sitter band.
Don't start. Don't start that. No.
I don't know. I mean, let's be clear. I don't want to see either one of them again. But if I had to sit through one, I feel like Willow was an
Willow.
Okay. Okay, I thought one of the term was over there, so it was Willow. Well, when they was kids, they looked alike. Damn it, they looked alike.
Stop it. So Xavier, I Am Legend is basically about them trying to cure cancer and creating something else.
Yeah, there you go.
And then everybody took the vaccine, right? And then they became zombies or something.
Well, I wasn't trying to tell a plot of story, but
that was about taking the vaccine, though, right?
Yes, that's how it all started.
Yeah. Okay, but that's how I'm not telling the rest.
It was a miraculous cure.
I can't tell the rest of the movie because I never seen the movie, so I can only tell.
It's honestly a good movie, and for me, I like the whole the humanitarian side of stories like this. I mean, this man, in his mind, is the last living person, if not in the world, in America. And he's housed in ground zero for him was New York City. So it's him and his dog Sam. And just what he goes through to create a normalcy, what he does for himself to keep his mind, because he's a doctor and a scientist, to keep his mind straight. It's levels to that.
Yeah. He was cracking. And he felt totally responsible for the human race. Yeah. So,
Lil Baby who is my go-to said Jaden is in the beginning of I Am Legend. So
please tell me what part, because I've seen that movie several times. And again,
I know, be like in the very beginning when he still had a family.
But he only had one child, and that was Willow. So please tell me what part, Lil Baby, that Jaden the son played in I Am Legend.
I want to give a shout out to Danny. Jay Has Goals. That's one of my mods. I want to give a shout out to her. She's had a very eventful week. So thank you for being here, and make sure that you are resting up. Do not forget that tonight, now, even though most of the time it automatically happens for most of us, don't forget that tonight we are springing forward. We're losing an hour. So make sure that you are adjusting your clocks accordingly.
I'm not going to miss nothing.
So wait a minute, who cares? Willow if you've seen the movie I Am Legend, Willow plays Will Smith's daughter. That's his actual biological daughter, Willow.
Well, we know, we got that.
Well, no, who cares said she didn't know that Willow was in I Am Legend, and they said they enjoyed the movie. So,
well, I'm hearing some good things about the movie. I just honestly, it wasn't that I didn't watch it because I didn't. It's just, y'all know I'm not into that all that stuff.
That genre, yeah.
Yeah, that genre is just not my thing.
It's actually not.
Lil Baby said maybe it was
more of an action movie than a horror movie.
Maybe she got Jaden and Willow mixed up. Okay, we good. Because
they both wear the same hairstyle back then.
You know what, Xavier? This is what you not gonna do, Xavier. You are not gonna keep reminding us that you are young and we are old. He talking about y'all still got clocks, like actual clocks. The other day. I got something.
Wait a minute. We're not doing this.
Hold on. I got something for y'all today, too. We're going to do it in a little while. But the other day we had it down, because the reason why we're going to do it later, because this is going to take us down a whole nother line. But we had like a trip down memory lane, and I was talking about how back in the day, people actually took pictures with cameras and had to go get the film developed, and we had to wait. And he could not believe that we had to actually wait for a picture.
Had to wait a week. If you went to People's Drugs, had to wait a whole week.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? And remember when 24 hours was a big deal? Like that was like advertised. You can get your
the photo mat? The photo mat at the mall? You guys at the mall?
I couldn't afford 24-hour film development. I waited that week at People's Drugs for that $2.
Exactly. And yes, some people do actually have real clocks. People have the clock on my stove don't change on its own. Okay, I don't have that model. I don't have a smart stove. Okay, I don't have that model. Okay?
My stove, my microwave, or the clock in my car does not change on their own.
Is that right? The clock in my car doesn't change on its own either. It's really weird. Now,
I don't have a Tesla.
Like if I plug my phone in and I have Apple CarPlay, of course my phone it shows the right time, but then in my dashboard it still has the wrong time. It's really interesting. But moving on. And yes, there are people who still like actual watches where you have to look and see. Anyway, it's a whole thing, Xavier. It's a whole thing.
Y'all know this not juice.
So let's go back a little bit. We got a couple of stories we're gonna cover today, but let's go back. I'm gonna allow. I've already talked about this on my platform, but I'm gonna allow Mink to. You know, we always have to give her an opportunity to cuss somebody out. So this week,
all right, here we go.
The cuss out of the week this week will go to Sharon Osbourne. And for those who do not know, let me give y'all the short version of the story. You know, we had an interview. You might have heard about it. Don't know. Not too many people watched it. I don't think on last Sunday with Oprah and Meghan and Harry. I don't know if you guys heard about that going on, right?
Right. Yes.
So on Monday, Piers Morgan, who used to be on this show called Good Morning Britain, he walked off later on in the week because he got his feelings hurt. He made some comments about Meghan about how he didn't believe it. Yeah, he didn't believe it, and he thought that the whole thing was just a lie, and that the royals aren't racist, and if they're racist, she has to prove to them that they're racist, right? Well. Then later on in the week, Piers Morgan, his co-worker is telling him how ignorant he is and how stupid he is.
The weather guy.
He gets up out of his seat and walks off camera. Later on that day, they announced that him and Good Morning Great Britain have separated ways. Now, the story goes that he tendered his resignation and they accepted. Now, y'all know, like I know, a lot of times in these big time companies, they'll let you say you quit rather than say you got fired to try to let you save a little bit of face. Or it could be that he quit and he thought they was going to beg him to stay. And they were like, all right, then we're gone.
Whoa.
You need time to clean out your desk. You know what I'm saying?
The two articles I read said he got fired.
Right. The article I read said that he tendered his resignation and they accepted it. But either way, he got 40,000 or 41,000 complaints over his comments about Meghan Markle. Now, in the midst of all of this, Sharon Osbourne tweets out, I support Piers Morgan. People forget that you get paid for your opinion. Yada, yada, yada. That's a paraphrase because I don't have it in front of me, but that's essentially it.
Yeah.
About freedom of speech, right?
She said he had the right to say what he said, even though she didn't agree.
But like we keep trying to remind y'all, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence. People have a right to disagree with your opinion. You know what I mean? And I think that's where people are misunderstanding. Yes, people have a right to disagree with what Piers Morgan said, just like they drugged the shit out of Sharon Osbourne on Twitter. And then they started getting into calling her a racist because they were calling Piers Morgan a racist. And if you're defending Piers Morgan, then you're racist adjacent. So she goes on to the talk and proceeds to have a whole hissy fit. Did you see the clip? Do I need to play it for you, Mink, or are you familiar?
I didn't see Sharon Osbourne clip. I saw that she was offending him, and that's all I really needed to see. I mean, if you want to show the clip, I'm more than happy to watch it.
I saw it
for everybody, but the fact that she defended him.
Go ahead, Faith.
I did my homework, huh?
I
did my homework.
The fact that she defended him, I mean, if everyone else wants to watch it, I'm cool with watch. I really have no problem with it.
Well, no. We don't need to watch it because I mean, if you sufficiently are caught up so that you can say what you need to say. Now, the only thing I want to add is
Didn't
that
see her face? She was ready 5 minutes ago.
I mean,
Right.
my summation is in 2 words. I don't need a whole dissertation for Piers Morgan or Sharon Osbourne.
okay, well, go for it.
Fuck you. Like, it's plain and simple. That's because the thing about it is, from watching the whole Pierce thing and watching him, stomp all full effect because I don't have to deal with this. You're defending someone. He's defending someone you don't know. You can't sit here and say what Megan went through. You can't sit here and say how she felt, whether it's valid or not. You weren't there to see what she went through, and you're not her, so you can't define her feelings. I tell everybody, your feelings are valid. So if she felt discriminated or the racist was against her while she was living under the firm, then that's how she felt. And who does he think he is just because he was born over there to say, oh, she's not right? Because you're defending a system. You're defending a monarchy. She's telling you personally how she felt. So fuck Piers Morgan, whatever his name is. Fuck him. Fuck his mama for having him. His daddy for creating him. Fuck the horse that he rode in on. Fuck the horse's mama, the horse's daddy. Fuck the motherfucker that planted the grass that fed the horse. Fuck the person who built the barn to shelter the horse. Fuck everybody who made his clothes, who fed him, and everything else. And Sharon Osbourne, she can sink on that ship too. So
we not monetizing this one, right?
Clearly not. And it's okay. It's listen.
Honestly, I'm so sick and tired of, as Black people, trying to justify our feelings on how we're being treated. And he's saying that the image of the royal family is more important. This woman sat here and said she felt suicidal because of how she was being treated. And you're saying don't come out and say it because it makes them look bad. If the truth is the truth, then so be it. It is what it is.
Right. Now, so the part that I think, and I am going to play a little bit of it, Mink, although I think you have sufficiently cussed her out. If you didn't see her hissy fit on the talk, that adds another layer to this because she went off on Cheryl Underwood.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
And
Cheryl Underwood ain't cuss her out?
Well, that's the whole conversation. In that moment, Cheryl Underwood did what she should have done. And what I mean by that is, had she cussed her out, then the dialogue would have changed to the aggressive Black woman coming for this helpless white woman who was just trying to understand racism. But what Cheryl Underwood did was she handled her in a professional manner and kept the high road and made Sharon look even fucking worse. And when Cheryl Underwood was on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, when she spoke about it, and she said that, she said she understood that in that moment, God was testing her. And God was saying, listen, I've got some bigger things in plan for you, but I need to know if you can handle it because the places that I'm going to take you, you're going to run into women like this. You're going to run into people like this. And I need to know whether you can handle it because she said, the one thing that she said, if you read between the lines, she said, I see her now and I will move accordingly. Because see, prior to this, she was like, because the way this whole thing started was she was really trying to give Sharon Osbourne an opportunity to really defend herself. And Sharon Osbourne ended up, I'm gonna just play a little bit of it for you. I'm not gonna we're not gonna do the video. I'm just play a little bit of the audio for you. So you could just because again, I think you have officially cussed her out. So I don't know.
And
really
the thing about
this is good or bad.
And all honesty, I was kind of cool with Sharon Osbourne up until this. But again, it's one of them things where, I'm sorry, racists like their Black people, like they like their snow. It's good to watch from afar, but you don't want to be out in it. And you only want to see it a few times a year.
And in my opinion, I'm like, she should have just said nothing. Because you try to put it in, or Sharon Osbourne tried to put in the context of, I would just have, her freedom of speech defense, and she's trying to, I don't know, support her friend, blah, blah, blah. He's in his right to use freedom of speech, so on and so forth. And I was like, in my personal opinion, if that's how you felt about it, you should have said nothing. But you shouldn't have tweeted at all.
And let's be clear, all of this was because Piers Morgan got his feelings hurt to begin with, because Meghan Markle ghosted his ass after they went out on one. I don't even know if you want to call it a date. They went out for drinks. Anybody who dates know that drinks is the pre-date. That's when you met somebody, you agree to go out for drinks to see if you would be interested.
Whatever. Piers Morgan is just.
Wait a minute, who went out to Who went out to drink? Who went out for
Meghan
drink?
Markle went out to drinks with Piers Morgan, and he said that the night that they went out for drinks, she went to a party later on that night, and that's when she met Harry, and so she ghosted him. But my thing is, sir, you didn't have a snowball's chance in hell without Harry. Let's be clear.
Let me see.
You read it, Harry, like they were friends this whole that we were once friends. Were you? I don't think you were.
And even balding Harry,
right,
and Piers Morgan.
Wait a minute, Sims overdose. I know he's married now. He was married then. Oh, sir,
he was supposed to be a meetup or.
Mink, I'm gonna play a little bit of this.
Like or whatever.
I'm gonna play it for you guys. Hold on. I know most of y'all have heard this before, but I just want Mink to hear a little bit of it.
I'm about to be put in the electric chair because I have a friend who many people think is a racist, so that makes me a racist. And for me, at 68 years of age, to have to turn around and say, I ain't racist. What's it got to do?
That was the first part that pissed me off.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Pause right there. Let me make this clear. You having a friend who's whatever, racist, ignorant, whatever, does not make you necessarily guilty by association. You know, our grandparents told us birds of a feather. However, when you step on that platform to defend what the racist remarks that your racist friend said, that you
know is wrong,
makes you the racist.
Right. But hold on, but I didn't like the way she fell into that black colloquialism. I ain't no racist. I felt like she was almost doing like a Mammy from Gone with the Wind. But I'm gonna let it play. So as I hit the button, what the hell?
Word? I mean, it's the one in the middle.
Okay, how can I be racist about anybody? How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Well, we will be right back. We have more topics, so don't go away.
And I think we should stop this.
Did you hear her cut her off? Talk about well what? Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna just let it play.
I will ask you again, Cheryl. I've been asking you during the break. I'm asking you again, and don't try and cry, because if anyone should be crying, it should be me.
So you get to cry? Them white woman tears? That's what you get to do now? Okay.
This is the situation. Yes. You tell me where you have heard him say, educate me. Tell me when you have heard him say racist things. Educate me. Tell me.
It is not the exact words of racism. It's the implication and the reaction to it. To not want to address that because she is a black woman and to try to dismiss it or to make it seem less than what it is. That's what makes it racist. But right now, I'm talking to a woman who I believe is my friend. And I don't want anybody here to watch this and say that we're attacking you for being racist. And for that, if I articulated
I think it's too late. I think that seed's already sown.
But that is why I'm saying for me. I'm saying for
now,
me.
how did she attack you? At what point did Cheryl attack her?
I was asking a question about the perception for other people. That's why.
Because when you have a sensitive constitution, anybody who disagrees with you, you're going to perceive it as an attack.
Word.
So it's not that they're attacking her. It's the fact that you're not agreeing with her, you're not holding her up, and you're not turning around and pacifying her thoughts and ideas and her ragged opinion. So that's how she feels attacked. Sharon is the king.
Our thoughts and prayers aren't with her.
Yeah, she can have my thoughts and prayers.
I got some thoughts and prayers for her ass, but I don't know if she want to know what they are. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, like I said, your cussing out was sufficient, but I didn't know if you had heard any of that. And then of course, she came back with her white woman apology later on. But she still did not. And my problem with her, well, I have a lot of problems with her apology, but my biggest problem with her apology is that she did not defend. I mean, she did not apologize to Cheryl Underwood, who I feel like is deserved of a separate apology in specific because you disrespected that woman on national TV, and that's what you need to apologize to her. Don't put no shit on your Twitter apologizing. No, apologize the same way you disrespected me.
See, the thing is, Sharon, your mama, your daddy, the horse's mama, the horse's daddy, the person who planted the grass, built the barn, raked the leaves around that horse, they brushed the horse.
The dude that drove the hay out to the field.
And his parents.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, the parents too, I guess. Okay.
All right. Everybody's in.
Is everybody?
I think we covered everybody, and
everybody is all accounted for. All right. Okay.
And you know what? We're gonna go ahead for good measure. The person that shoot the horse.
Wow. So even the one that ends the cycle, he got to go too.
Wow.
Okay.
All righty then. Well,
I guess the Kentucky Derby's canceled.
Right. Well, here's another one. I don't know if you guys heard this story.
Let's go.
Listen. I mean, I think.
Wait, which one?
I don't think there's anything else to say about Sharon Osbourne. I think Mink covered it. I think we're sufficiently covered. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
right. Mink said
I had something to say, but
go ahead. No,
it's not necessary. It is not necessary.
You say it's not necessary.
It would be a waste of words now.
Did she Olivia Pope the situation? It's handled.
It's done. I'm like, what's the next topic?
Right. Well, let me share this with you guys. An announcer for Oklahoma high school girls basketball team was.
I'm sorry.
Was caught. See, you made me lose my pace. Was caught on. Damn it. Was caught during the broadcast calling girls on one of the teams a racial slur as they kneeled during the national anthem. In a video shared on Twitter, it doesn't appear the announcers realized their mic was working. As students from Norman High School kneel, one asked, "They're kneeling? I hope Norman gets their ass kicked." An announcer continued, "Fuck niggers."
Okay, so first of all, communication 101.
Okay, go ahead. I wasn't done, but go ahead.
I'm sorry. Communication 101, broadcast 101. The minute they put a microphone on you, the mic is hot. Nothing you're going to say, everything that you're going to say is going to be heard and or recorded.
Before you jump into that, in the end, when of course, now saying everybody's got fired, the whole production team went down and everything. His apology and what he blamed it on had me in tears.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. I'm gonna let me.
That don't have me. All right.
I want to hear. I'm sorry. I want to hear the rest of it because I need just to build up. I need to. Okay.
He said he blamed it on being a type 1 diabetic.
He blamed it on his. Hold on. He blamed it on
spiking blood sugar levels. I'm reading it right here.
Yeah, I want to. Well, I'm gonna read it to you. El Teddy had it nicely up on his screen the other day, this morning, but y'all know I ain't doing that. I'm just gonna read this to you. Okay. During the Norman High School girls basketball game against Midwest City, I made inappropriate and racist comments, believing that the microphone was off. See, we can stop right there because clearly. So what you're saying is you knew what the fuck
meant what you said.
You just thought nobody else heard you say it.
He meant what he
said.
What
you said, and you said what you meant. Okay.
However, let me state immediately that is no excuse. Such comments should have never been uttered. I am a family man. I am married, have 2 children. This is not your resume, sir. At one time was a youth pastor. I continue to be a member of a Baptist church. I have not only embarrassed and disappointed myself, I have embarrassed and disappointed my family and friends. I will state that I suffer from type 1 diabetes. And during the game, my sugar was spiking. I'm just going to stop right there.
Okay, so first and foremost, like Face said, you said what you meant and you meant what the hell you said. So for him, all of the previous plus a veterinarian that delivered that damn horse.
Yeah, now the vet gotta die.
Yeah. I was reading the story with some kind of, I was trying to be serious about it because I know this was his homework for us to do a podcast.
This was the homework.
I was reading my homework and I got to that one line and about fell out my chair because I was laughing so damn hard. I'm like, this is a good one. I have never. Look,
listen, I have heard some excuses in my day, but I ain't never heard
I want it since I got to take these
that
little,
diabetes turns you into a
next time my pressure's up, I'm going on a verbal tirade like I got Tourette's.
Right,
Just
and
because
just blame it on your high blood pressure.
So look, at the end of this podcast, all that I said, I haven't eaten much today, so my blood sugar is low. So y'all gonna have to excuse what I'm saying, cause my blood sugar low, and I don't know what I'm saying. I can't control my mouth.
Right. And I agree with you, Xavier. Like all that stuff that he's like, people crack me up with this shit. So none of that makes you a racist. So because you married and have children and went to church, you're not a racist, sir. Sir,
what does that matter? How do
listen?
They keep on yourself. So obviously, that doesn't matter.
You told on yourself at the very beginning, sir. You said I didn't realize the mic was hot. You knew I said racist comments and didn't realize the mic was hot.
I know y'all was listening.
Right.
I know y'all was listening.
That's it. That's all, sir. That's it. That's all. And like I said earlier, I guess the next time I have an asthma attack, it's gonna make me homophobic. And you know what I mean? Like, is that what diseases do to us now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this is amazing.
And the fact that like you didn't run that past nobody, they didn't say this is probably not the best idea.
You know what?
L Love said, I think his family and friends will like him. They got the sugar too. Oh God.
Well, I think if that's what you're gonna blame it on, he should just, as an apology, just voluntarily take a foot off.
Listen, I mean, and my thing is this: we've been doing this shit for 3 years now. People still getting offended by motherfuckers taking a knee. We've been doing this shit for 3 years.
But the problem is, we're still not offended by the reason they're taking the knee. That's the part that really gets me. And I don't need to, honestly, I could care less about your sensitive constitution and what they got going on and your feel. And granted, yes, I feel that everyone's feelings are valid. I stand behind that. But I also say, fuck your feelings. I'm not about to sit here and do this because your feelings don't matter over somebody's life. Your feelings about something that you don't experience. You're offended because somebody took a knee, but you're not offended by the number of people who are dying. So him and his kids, his wife and his kids.
And I'm trying to figure out, how does somebody kneeling hurt your patriotism? That's all I'm trying to figure out.
Listen, we had that conversation 500 ways. Listen.
I still haven't figured that out. And I thought, if you go by the imaging of anything patriotic, it's supposed to be badasses, but somebody kneeling down, that was the last straw for you? It broke you all the way down?
Right. That's what your breaking point was? That was it right there. That was the breaking point.
World War I and II, Great Depression, all of that. But somebody kneeling, that just took you, oof. Couldn't do it, can't handle that.
Well, since we brought that up, that takes us right into another topic. Let's congratulate, even though, you never want to lose a loved one. But let's congratulate the George Floyd family on a record-breaking settlement with the state of Minnesota, $27 million settlement for the wrongful death of George Floyd. Now, again, doesn't bring George Floyd back, and it doesn't make it okay. But let's be glad that somebody fucking paid for it. Uh-oh. Is that me or Face?
Face. I see the circle of death. The circle going to it. But and I also heard that $500,000 was going to be donated to the community in which he died, in which he was murdered. And I thought that was a great take, in it as well.
How much? Say it again. I missed it. Say it again.
Is it $500,000?
Okay.
Part of the settlement was they were going to donate part of that $27 million. Is $500,000 to go to that community, which I thought was a great agreement.
Right.
It's sad that, again, like you said,
are you there, or is that just a circle? Are you there, sir? All right, I'm gonna take him off because I don't think that's him. I don't think he's there. Yeah, like I said, you never want to lose somebody that way. I mean, that's just not what you want, but we can be happy with the idea that it wasn't in vain. you know.
Right.
And of course it sparked, it wasn't the only thing that happened. I think you can add Breonna Taylor and what's the young man that got shot in the back while he was jogging and he was
Ahmaud Arbery.
Ahmaud Arbery. I think we can add a couple of those names that happened. And then the young man, well, we didn't hear about his case until later, but the young man who was the violin player up north, oh shoot, what's his name? Oh gosh. Young guy. He was telling the police, I'm an introvert, please don't touch me. And when they released the video of him, it was very similar that the police had their knee on his back and he was saying, I can't breathe. And
Elijah McClain,
thank you. I want us to get rid of that stigma that if you can't breathe, you can't talk. Clearly, that's not true. Right? El Telly brings up a good point. They want to talk about disrespect of the anthem and the flag. And then the same people, which we know a lot of them were the same people, try to overthrow the Capitol building and replace the flag with the Trump flag. That same flag. So exactly. Thank you, guys. Yes, this is the anniversary of Breonna Taylor's death, and no one, in the case of Breonna Taylor, no one is being held accountable. Now, I know they started the trial for the police officer in George Floyd's case, and I believe, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, I believe they tried to reduce the charges, and I believe the judge amped the charges back up to third-degree murder, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think they tried to reduce the charges, and the judge was like, no. So, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I did hear that they were trying to bring it back up. I'm not sure what exactly. He said technical difficulties.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly if it's going to stick or what's going on with that. Because I don't think it ever should have been taken out in the first place.
I mean, I don't know how you look at that and you don't, the shit that okay. I don't know how you look at that and you don't see murder. Like, I just don't. And I understand that police officers have a certain protection that they're actually trying to get rid of that. But that's murder, period.
But see, you know what? The thing about it, like somebody has said, not every state has third degree. So it varies from state to state, and that's what you have to look at. Yeah. And then and with that, the definition sometimes may vary in what it is, but a lot of times, it's the willful intent. And they can argue that it wasn't his intent to kill George Floyd. His intent was to detain him. So it's and that's that gray area that a lot of times they deal in. It wasn't the intent. However, once he was laying there lifeless, you still continue to kneel on his neck.
I mean, thank you, C. Golden, for dropping it in the chat. I just keep going back to 846. I'm sorry, if you are a trained police officer, you should have already, if you're gonna cuff him and be done. But for you to sit there with the full weight of your body on this man's neck for almost 10 minutes.
But see, for me, a trained police officer is that he was trained to do, he did what he was trained to do. To put his knee on somebody's neck and hold it there. And I remember a couple years ago or so, they did a study. A lot of police officers trained at a facility in Texas. And they were saying when they went down there, when they do the practice shooting, the criminals are usually people of color on the poster boards, are usually Black and brown men.
Mm-hmm.
The victims are usually Caucasians. Mm-hmm. And so they was like they're training them subliminally and directly to see white people always as the victim and the people, not the victim, but the victim and the people they need to save, and the perpetrators are always people of color. So again, I strongly believe that in a lot of incidents, they are trained in the beginning on how to treat people of color and in their communities, and then it's further perpetuated and supported once they get out back to their respective districts and precincts. This is how we're going to act. And the unfortunate part is you have a lot of times where police officers live in a majority neighborhood where everybody looks like them, and they come to police neighborhood of people who look like us. So if you're coming from somewhere where you're a white officer coming from a majority white neighborhood, and the only interaction you have with people of color is to come into neighborhoods and arrest them, you're going to see them as thugs and animals and whatever your preconceived or inherited biases are. And you're going to carry that through your whole entire day.
There was also a study when I worked at the jail. There was a study that we had looked at where police officers, when they see a black boy, their brain adds 5 years. When they see a white boy, it subtracts 2.
5. Yeah, I remember. I remember that.
So it's crazy. So if you see a 16-year-old black boy, your mind registers 21. You see a 16-year-old white boy, your mind registers 14. That's crazy.
I mean, and that was very prevalent in the Tamir Rice case.
Yeah.
You know, that was very prevalent in Tamir Rice case, where you didn't even get out the car, and he was outside by himself, so there was no immediate danger to the public. You rolled up and you fired, and it's like, why? Because again, you saw this 13-year-old boy as an 18-year-old man, and you fired.
Right. Yeah, and you know, so I agree. You know, I agree with what I don't want to say it. I apologize if I'm not saying the right name, but I mean, I'm not gonna say a name because I don't want to say the wrong name. But I agree with what someone said in the chat a few moments ago. Like, I'm sick of the payoffs because the money doesn't replace. But let's be clear. Once upon a time, we didn't get justice, but we didn't get money either. And so my thing is, if you, because here's the reality of it. I say this all the time. Money talks. So at the end of the day, money talks. And so with that being said, if these states have to make too many more of these payouts, it'll trickle down. It'll trickle down. And it's not going to be public, and they're not going to make a big deal about it. But it'll trickle down.
What is it? C. Golden said there were multiple police there too. It wasn't necessary. And that's true. From our eyes, that's true. But the guy who had his hands in his pockets is the brother-in-law of the police officer that's currently on trial.
You good, Face?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Didn't see that coming, but hey, you know, things happen.
Listen, life happens. It is
right. So that's a dynamic. And then one of the other guys there, he was kind of a rookie, so he was like, "I'm just falling behind what they said." So as a senior, and some states are trying to put some policy in place where a rookie officer or a lower officer has the right to question the actions of a senior officer. But initially in the field, that wasn't allowed. So even if the multiple officers stood around and saw what he was doing and saw it as wrong, policy states that they can't come up and say anything against him, because at that point, their job becomes in threat. And I get it. A person's life is more important than someone's job, but if you're the person risk losing your job, and then honestly, we really don't know what goes on behind closed doors in the police department. Like, I don't know if you heard of the officer who early this year was a black guy. He served in the military, became a police officer. He got, 15 years something on the force. He got tired of what was going on in his precinct, got in his full dress, went outside his police department and shot himself in the head.
Wait, what? Never mind.
And it's it's that type of thing. Like, we don't know what truly goes on, because if they are this aggressive in the streets, we can imagine. And I'm not saying that I feel sorry for police officers in that sense, but it's so much that we don't see. If this is what's bubbling to the surface,
it's a whole game behind the scenes.
Oh, it's absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and that's right. And then they're even circles within circles. Like, you could be a police officer, but you might not be in the circle.
Right.
So they've even. I know in LA there was this whole thing where they
it's a whole lot of training days going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I was saying, I know Tamir was like, I said 12 or 13, but we were saying that police see him as 18. So
Right.
in our eyes, he's a baby. I'm not gonna lie. I think 18 is a baby, but we see him as a baby, but they don't.
Lil Baby brings up a good point. This is a really good example when Ryan Lochte, whatever his name was, at the Olympics. They kept describing him as, oh, he was just a kid, immature. Oh, he was young. He didn't know any better. He was a full 30 years old. Like, sir.
He was a full 30-year-old with a wife. Hey, P.O.
What up to the P.O.? What's up, babe?
Give
me a second, y'all. I got to take a quick call.
What's his name? Al Roker. Al Roker's reaction to that whole thing with Good Morning America.
I was surprised.
Priceless. He looked at them like, who are y'all talking about?
He was like, he's 30 years old. He has a wife, and I think Ryan Lochte had kids. He was like, at 30 years old, he was like, hell, in my 20s, there were some things that I knew not to do. He was like, at 30 years old, he's not a child.
Al Roker was like, top of his lungs on Good Morning America. He lied.
Yes. I was like,
what are you talking about?
I'm like, is this the same Al? Right.
He was making sure he wasn't crazy. Looking around on camera. This is live.
Right. He was like, am I tripping? I'm the one tripping, right? It's me right now.
He lied.
I know I
lied. That man lied. To the authorities.
Yeah. He lied.
To his friends, to the authorities, and to the Olympic Committee. Like everybody. He lied.
Right. He lied to everybody.
Because the thing about it, and I was watching a video somebody had played earlier. Tanisha Coates, I think that's how you say his first name.
Sure.
The author. But he was saying how, it's basically that inherent and bias where when white people in America walk out, they don't feel the need they have to explain or express or whatever because everything around them is built for them, by them. So they're comfortable. So they'll take that comfortability onto other places and other things. And that's what Ryan Lochte did. Yeah, he figured, I'm a white guy. I'm an American. I'm an Olympian. I'm in this country, so I can do what I want. It doesn't matter.
He peed on the street outside of a gas station and had it on film.
Right. And ripped and vandalized the gas station. Like, right. Sir.
The whole thing on film.
Now, I believe his name is Ron Johnson or Rob Johnson, the senator in Wisconsin, who on air on Fox News said I'm a racist. Because what he said was, I never felt threatened on January the 6th because these were just people who were there to protest about the election. Now, had it been Black Lives Matter or Antifa, then I would have been worried and I would have been nervous. Sir.
Liar.
I mean, and my thing is like, it's funny because the somebody said to him, do you understand what you just said? Like, do you get? You just said I'm a racist? Like, sir. So you wasn't scared of the white people that were literally tearing the Capitol apart, literally. But if it had been a bunch of black people, you would have been
note, I was still trying to figure out because Black Lives Matter protesters, and let's get straight, all of them wasn't black. They were getting shot in the face with rubber bullets at minimum. How did they even get so close to the Capitol? I was still trying to figure that out. Regular people. They didn't have anything extra with them. They were just walking down the street, Black Lives Matter, and they was getting shot in the face. Well, what was supposed to go to the body, first and foremost. Getting shot in the face.
In the face.
They had
no problem calling up the National Guard on Black Lives Matter either. They had no problem with that.
Ooh.
No.
Had no problem with that.
But the Capitol and with law enforcement died, they're supposed to be all for Blue Lives Matter. But I guess Capitol Police don't is not not a part of that.
Not a part of that at all. Nope, not at all.
We supposed to be like, well, they were just exercising their right to protest at the Capitol. But I'm sorry, the Black Lives Matter protesters couldn't walk down the street.
Right. They blocked off the whole area, Lafayette Park, all of that. Yeah. So, Mink, you had a story that totally grossed me out that I had not heard. But you had a story to share this week.
Let's go ahead, let her start.
Let me just say this before she gets started talking.
If there are any children around you,
if you are eating or you have a weak stomach, you may want to sit this one out. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. Word. Go ahead, man.
Go ahead, man.
So, there was a teacher in Arkansas, a kindergarten teacher in Arkansas, who thought it was a good judgment call. A 5-year-old black boy in her class went to the bathroom, number 2, and he's 5. Between his waist and the toilet paper, the toilet stopped up. She got upset and thought it was a good idea to send him into the bathroom and told him to use his hands to dig into the toilet. His bare hands. I don't even care he got on gloves. She told him to go into the toilet with his bare hands and pull the feces and the toilet paper out of the toilet because she was upset that you know how a lot of kindergarten classrooms have a bathroom in the class. She thought it'd be a good idea for him to go in and unstop the toilet in this manner. And when they asked her why, when they asked her why did she make him do this, and she said, I don't know. I just did. So yes, I think this happened last week. So yesterday, she finally decided to come out and apologize.
And later on, she said it was to the principal. She said it was so she could teach him how not to clog the toilet.
Okay. So,
has anybody ever seen a custodian or janitor do their job barehanded?
Well, my thing is get a plunger. You can use that same thing with a plunger. Go get a plunger and say, let me show you what happens if you use too much toilet paper. And let's, you know what I'm saying? Because that's probably all it was. He probably just used too much toilet paper. But let me show you what happens. You get a plunger and you freaking show him. He's 5.
Is that your job? I'm talking to a teacher.
Okay, so
I don't teach the little ones because I can't. That's the kind of stuff I can't deal with. What first of all, I toilet clogged up. I'm calling the janitor. Yes. But what I'm saying is, if in her mind she thought she had to teach the little boy a lesson, what I'm saying is go get the damn plunger and show him what to do. Now, personally, I wouldn't have done none of that. I would close the door and call the damn janitor. That's me though.
My thing is, I got you too, Abby.
They get paid, right? That's
I already know what Abby said. I know what Abby said.
Not only do I got you, I may be sitting next to you. Let's break this down. He's 5. Is a white teacher, a little black boy. He's 5 years old. In all honesty, I don't even think it was anything to be punished for him to be punished for or anything.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Not a punishment at all.
Yeah, I do believe it should have been a conversation of, sweetie, would this happen because you lose? Teach the boy about courtesy flushes. Flush in between, whatever. I don't even know if I would even given him a plunger because again, he's 5. Now, I might have
description. Sorry.
Yes, I'm like I might have at the most. Especially if there's something that constantly happen, have him go in with the janitor.
The bathroom, man.
Right, because at 5, they're still learning how to wipe their ass.
I'm gonna teach them what I'm supposed to teach them while I'm teaching them in class.
Now, his grandmother wound up tweeting out, and his grandmother's like the boy's mother called the grandmother on the way and was like, I gotta tell you, this is what happened with the grandson, and this and the third. Okay. And I had to have a conversation with my children. My children are 22 and 15.
You put my juice down.
I had to tell my children, nobody has that much authority over you to put you or your health in harm's way or to disrespect you or to try to denigrate you in any form or fashion. If anybody does anything, you tell them what I always tell my kids. Call my lawyer and call my mama. And you better hope the lawyer gets here first.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
For me, when I tell you, y'all ever see what movie is that? It's a movie. Oh, Galaxy Quest. When they dumping and dodging through the line mill to the minefields.
Yep.
And when he come back, he got a whole ass load of mines come behind him.
Yep.
That's the fury from hell I would have brought with me coming to that school in Arkansas. Point blank and period. We ain't asking no questions. Ain't nobody talking. We ain't checking my ID at the door. We ain't doing none of that.
She had to die today.
Right, exactly, L Love. I know adults that do it all the time. That's why I'm saying I'm not saying that I would have tried to teach the boy a lesson at all. All I'm saying is if I was of the mind that I need to teach this 5-year-old a damn lesson, I would have used a plunger and showed him what the plunger does and how it works. Because like I said, it probably was just he used too much damn toilet paper. He's still learning. Yes, he's potty trained, but he's young. He probably just kept hitting that toilet paper, roll. And so if I felt like I needed to teach him the lesson, that's what I would have done. And then I would have written a letter to his mom later on that day saying, hey, this is what happened earlier today. I showed him how to use a plunger, so I don't want him to use it as a toy when he's home. But this is what happened. Now, what I would have done as a teacher would have made sure he was clean, because I'm sure he made a mess. And then I would have told him go play with his friends. I would have closed the door and I would have called the damn custodian. Now, that's what I would have done. But what I'm saying is if I was of the mind to say, hey, I need to teach him a lesson, it would have been with a freaking plunger, and I would have. There's no thought. I can't.
The list of diseases and or could be health issues he exposed him to is endless.
Okay.
First and foremost, so she don't give a damn about this kid's life at all. Like the lesson was me.
She clearly didn't care about her life because she must not have ran into the right one, because I feel like the follow-up to this story would be the little boy's mother's arraignment is 8:00 Monday morning. Because I promise you,
there's no way.
My thing is, for me, that would have been the main story. Mama drowns kindergarten teacher in the toilet.
Head first, yeah.
Why?
No courtesy flush.
This is the reason why.
Just like Austin Powers.
And then the thing about it is, I was telling someone else about it, and they were like, "This ain't the first time she's done that." And it's probably not the first time that she's done it to him. And I'm wondering how many people did he have to go tell before somebody finally believed his story? Because again, he's a 5-year-old black boy in school in Arkansas.
Well, nobody to school.
So how did it get to the point? Because they put her on administrative leave.
Like how?
Because they said they want to do further.
That she's alive is a miracle at this point. Because I can only imagine.
They saying that
they called me about any one of the girls that they like. You did what? Yeah, death to you.
They talking about something. They put her on administrative leave, and because they had to do further investigation.
Of what? The boy told him what happened. She admitted that she did.
I mean, depending on
there's nothing to investigate.
Let me put on my union hat. If there's a union, then that's probably the procedure that she's on leave while they pending an investigation. They have to go through the whole process. She's going to probably get fired. But I shouldn't say that. Let me not say that. There will be some sort of disciplinary action, but they do have to put her on leave pending an investigation. Like, that's just procedure.
She literally risked the health of a youth in her care.
Yeah. I mean, let's be clear. I mean, do I think what I think is going to happen? I just told you I think she's going to get fired, but let me not say that because I never know.
Fire should be the bare minimum of what happens to this lady.
And I will say this: what I don't like is, and I can't remember who did it,
like but get people sick as a guerrilla war tactic. That's all I'm saying. Like this, that. All right, you know what?
The boy's name has been released, and I saw earlier somebody released a picture of him, and I don't know if his family did that or if somebody else did it, but
kind of weird.
We need to stop. We need to stop with that because we know how our kids tease, and we know how this can go, a little bit further. But I'm just. Yeah, it wouldn't have been my child. Like, first of all, my kids are stubborn, thank God. Because they would have been like, no. So I'm sorry, I'm sitting here reading. They started a campaign, a fundraising campaign, because they said he needs therapy. He's been traumatized, and his family's looking for assistance with legal fees. And so far, they've raised over $10,000.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. And what they need to do is wait for her to get fired and then sue her. Don't sue her while she's still a teacher, because she's bonded. I'm bonded for up to $1 million. So don't We want that money to come out of her pocket. So wait till she get fired and then sue her ass.
But will they get it once she?
Doesn't matter. Her life is over. She ain't got the money. She got to figure it out.
You know, that's a question for a lawyer. I don't know.
Because if she ain't got it, she ain't got it, and you know you can spend more money trying to sue her.
That's a good question, but that's the question for a lawyer. So
I mean, that's basically just something that's pending over her head forever. Like, so even if she makes money, she still got to pay it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I get that, and it's not about the money. It is about driving the point home of what she was wrong. I do get that. And y'all got to see what she looked like. She looked like something out of Grimm's fairy tale, out of a Grimm's brothers fairy tale. I'm just saying.
I'm not surprised you said that, because I looked at her picture too. I was just like, she's just an obscure Midwest white woman. Like, she's
Yeah, P. I saw that last week. We talked. Well, we didn't talk about it on this platform, but I know we talked about that last week about the young man down in Texas that was bullied at a sleepover, and they made him drink pee, and it was a lot. It was a lot.
Wait, what? You know what? How we go from? We can't go from 2 to 1. That's all I'm saying. We can't go from 2 to 1. We not.
Xavier, what you mean? Wait a minute. Let me sue some of these damn teachers. What you talking about? What teachers? What you suing? Who you suing, Xavier?
He's telling some wait $1 million.
$1 million. Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Teachers are bonded for up to $1 million. So let's say something happens and somebody sues me. The money doesn't. I'm not liable. It's like I have insurance for up to $1 million. The school system pays it, or the union will pay it. I don't. It's like
a lot of people, like, because I'm.
And that's not the same in every state. It varies from state to state. It depends on your collective bargaining agreement. It depends on your union. All of that's different. Yeah. I'm just saying that I know what I am right now. That's me.
Yeah, that'd be like somebody sued me for over a life insurance policy.
Right. Yeah, it's like, yeah. And that's why I said, wait till she's not like, if you want to hurt her, wait till she's not a teacher anymore, because then the money will come out of her pocket. That's what I'm saying.
I'm suing her while she's a teacher. Give me my $1 million. I can cash her outside, and she can suffer in the hospital.
What you say? Cash me outside?
Cash me out all the way outside.
So I get. Wait. So this way you.
No problem. What's up, P?
So this way you sue her get the $1 million. Wait till she get fired. Catch her.
Then whoop her ass.
Whoop her ass. And that way she ain't got benefits.
Oh damn. Yeah, I mean, again, it's going to really. Again, I can't speak in absolutes, but what I can say is that you got to remember, as much as things. That's why, as much as things anger us, that's why there is a procedure. There is, there is a. That's just like with cops, when stuff happens. That's why they don't immediately get fired. They have a union, and there's a procedure, and they have to follow it. We may not like it, and it may anger us, but she's out on leave pending an investigation. That doesn't mean she's not going to get fired, but you can't just fire her without going through the process. That's all.
I get all that, but it's hard to teach kindergartners with your leg broken 3 places, cracked ribs, a trach, and a colostomy bag. She ain't teaching no kindergarten.
Damn, she stabbed her in the throat, the kidney, and broke her. Damn.
She said that talking about something. A, B, C. She can't teach kids like that.
Right, due process. That's what I was looking for, Regina. Due process, yeah. And again, that works for the union.
Only Mink would come up with that, man. I swear.
When I worked for the union, I mean, that was part of my job, was to make sure that the powers that be followed due process. Now, let's be clear. I had teachers. I told y'all this in the past. I had teachers who I had to do my job, who I felt like they guilty as hell and they need to be fired. But I had to do my job and make sure and hold the school system accountable to following the procedure. Because what happens is, if I don't hold them accountable for this one who, they guilty, what happens to the one that's not guilty? If I let you take shortcuts and she really guilty, we ain't really got to follow through with this. Nah, we got to follow through with this.
Now let's just get out the way. But look though, can you hurry up though?
Right.
Hurry up this process though. You know what it is. Just hurry up.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I told y'all that time that teacher set me up. had me come down there to meet with her principal and hadn't told me the truth and had lied to me, child, I very nicely packed up my stuff. I said, thank you so much for meeting with me. I appreciate your time. I ain't about to sit here and argue with this lady, and she done brought me all kinds of proof and evidence that you done lied, and you done lied to me. See, my thing is, tell me the truth. I at least can walk in there with something. I can come up with something. But you done lied to me. I'm sitting here looking crazy. I'm looking stupid now. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Yep, I had that. Well, not the same situation, but it's kind of like, look here. It was like between me, HR, everybody's manager, everybody top to bottom. I'm like, look here. You know what it is. Here's all the information you need. Hurry up with the process. I need this person away from all of us. Let's just make it happen.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like I said, there's situations like I told y'all about that time. Well, I don't know if I told y'all this about that time that teacher had pissed off a parent. See, this was before people were learning how smart to be about their social media. So the teacher's social media was public, and the parent, for whatever reason, the parent had her Facebook or whatever, and the teacher used to brag on Facebook about getting high, smoking weed, right? Which is dumb anyway. I don't care what profession you're in. If you're not somewhere where weed is legal, it's probably not a good idea to be bragging about smoking weed. It's probably not a good idea even if it is legal, because employers still frown upon you getting high and coming to work.
But the law and the company policy, two different things.
Right. Law and company policy are two different things. So what happened was
you can smoke weed. We don't have to employ you.
Right. So what happened was the parent had taken screenshots and sent it to the principal.
Of course he did. Of course.
So then the principal, as soon as that teacher got to work that morning, the principal sent that teacher down to go for drug testing, because we could be drug tested at any time if there was some sort of probable cause.
Just cause.
Yeah, just cause. Child, she come calling the union crying because they didn't send her to take a drug test. I said, well, is it going to come back dirty? She said, yes. I said, well, don't do it. I'm on my way down there, child. And we were able to, get her out of taking the test that day on a technicality. But that was my job as the union rep. Now, the reality of the situation was that shit is in your system, and I know you ain't gonna stop smoking. So the next time they gonna get you. That's up to you. Now, that's not to say that she went to work high. I don't know what she did. All I know was you probably don't want to piss off parents that you let into your social media while you talking about doing shit you shouldn't be doing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Like she just added parents. Like she didn't look at to see.
Well, I think
nothing.
At one point her and the parents. See, here's the problem too. Let me be clear. I don't remember all of the details, but I think it was a situation where she was the cheerleading coach, and this was one of her parents, and you know what I'm saying? They were all cool at one time. They were all cool. It was all laughs. It was all kikis and kakas at one good time, and then shit, went left.
Kikis and kakas.
Kikis and kakas. All right, y'all. I got a game to play before we and I know this is gonna take us in a whole nother direction. So we're gonna lighten the mood a little bit.
Yay! Game. What we doing?
Time. We're gonna lighten the mood a little bit. I got a game for us to play, and this sort of is piggybacking off of the conversation I had on my live yesterday. So hold on, let me get to it.
Hey, little baby, your teacher came to class high at 8 a.m. Wake and bake.
I had a teacher in junior high school. My 9th grade algebra teacher. I think I told this before. My 9th grade algebra teacher used to drink in class.
I had coworkers who I knew used to drink.
Right.
We had one coworker.
Especially that one school used to teach at.
Yeah, that one school I used to teach at.
Whew.
Then we had this one teacher there. He used to go out to his car. He would get there early in the morning, and he would go out to his car right before class started. And
Did he teach science?
No, he didn't teach science. Although I might know who you talk about. But he was a math teacher. And he would go out to his car every morning and drink his coffee and read his newspaper.
He taught algebra.
Yeah.
He had a foreign name.
No, I know who you're talking about. He ain't had a foreign name.
So it was the other one. It ain't that many. So it was the other one.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But for those who don't know, I've said this before, but for those who don't know, I taught at the school that Face went to, and it was a lot of same teachers still there, child. All right. So here's the game. This game is called it's you got to put both your hands up like this. So Face, you're gonna have to drop your drink. Yeah, put your hands up like this. And so every time I say something, well, not me, but every time they say something, everybody in the chat, I want you guys to play too. Everybody put your hand up, put both your hands up like this. And every time somebody says something, if it applies to you,
Just never have I ever. Never ever have I.
It's close to that without the alcohol. Yeah. So everybody, I want y'all to play it in the chat. Everybody in the chat. So I want everybody put your drinks down, put your smoke down, put the remote down, whatever you got in your hand, put it down. Everybody put their hands up like this, and I'm gonna play it.
One last
time. You're gonna see, and at the end, I want y'all to put in the chat how many fingers you still have up.
So who had the most fingers up wins? Is that what you're saying? Or who had the most fingers down had a better life? That's all.
Whoever. I just want to know who still has fingers up at the end of this. That'll tell me a lot. You'll see once we start playing. You'll see what I mean. It'll tell me a lot when I see how many fingers people still have up. Y'all ain't gonna have no. Listen, let's be clear. The two people on this panel are not gonna have any fingers up when it's done. I'm just telling you. Yeah. So go on and get ready. You ready?
Is it like gratuitous violence? Because that's the only way Mink will have fingers down.
Mink, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Well, where your hands at?
You gotta put your hands up.
Oh, okay. All right, we ready?
Oh, wow, really? You're gonna just toss that up?
You know what a Sega is.
Okay, hold on. Let me start again.
Are you ready? Okay, let's do this. Put a finger down if you know what a Sega is. Put a finger down if you remember buying 4 bags of chips for $1. Put a finger down if you remember blowing on your Nintendo game cartridge just for it to work. Put a finger down if you've ever been to Blockbuster. Put a finger down if you've ever used a landline phone.
I still got one.
Put a finger down if you know what a cassette player is. Put a finger down if you've ever used the yellow pages or white pages. Put a finger down if you've ever used a VCR player. Put a finger down if you've ever wore red and green glasses just to watch a 3D movie.
God damn it.
Put a finger down if you've ever used a disposable camera.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I told you, everybody on this panel was gonna put all 10 fingers in. So yesterday we had this conversation. It started, we were talking about cameras. I told y'all that earlier. And so we went through this whole rabbit hole of stuff that this generation does not understand or appreciate. And so, right, exactly. I see all the zeros popping up. That tells me your age. So the people who still had some fingers up, they're not, they the young ones, they the babies.
They would say, like, because one friend was saying that the best anti-theft jump for a car is a stick shift.
Right, because nobody knows how to do a stick shift anymore. And the thing is this, there's another one that's floating around on TikTok that says this sound is the sound that will separate the new generation from the old generation. And they play the fax machine sound.
Yeah.
And literally kids are sitting there with their parents like they have no clue what that sound
or
is.
Wait. Try to get kids to make a phone call with a rotary phone.
Yes, they have videos about
the two brothers, and they're like pushing the thing, and I'm like, well, and one brother tried to turn the whole circle. He's like, well, what do we do with this? And I'm sitting there like,
the first question, P, was if you know what a Sega is. If you know what Sega is, so Sega, Nintendo, all of that, yeah. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was flat broke, man, I couldn't picture this. Y'all know. Listen, my grandmother had a rotary. We had a rotary phone.
Who got down to 2600 though?
I had the 2600. Well, the Commodore. You talking about the Commodore? Was it Commodore? Was it Commodore 54? What was the
Commodore? No, it was.
It was Atari Commodore 54.
One of my brothers had one.
We had an Atari. We had the Commodore. Listen.
We had a joystick and one button. We thought Atari boxing was the greatest thing to ever happen.
Listen,
for those
who play that ping pong game for hours though, just like boom, 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 boom. ColecoVision. Oh my god!
Yeah, because Burger Time was
to the that AOL dial-up sound. Yeah, that's another one that our kids
You
would
got
know.
mail.
You've got mail, exactly. Listen,
you know how annoying that would be these days.
oh my God.
You know,
Remember how fresh you used to be back in the day to hear it go off though? Used to be pressed. Oh, I got an email. Now you hate your email.
Yeah, yes. I used to love Duck Hunt, Regina. I played Duck Hunt, which had to have the gun to go with it, though.
Yeah.
Right. The gun.
Pole position.
Man. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I do remember running home. And you go through that whole 15-minute process of signing online and then hear, you've got mail. I'm like, yes.
Right. You'd be pressed to get some mail. It'd be like, and then it'd be like one little email from somebody. You'd be like,
it'd be AOL something. You still there?
Yeah.
They don't even give out Hotmail anymore. Well,
yes, they do.
Really?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It's you got to go on the Dropbox. If you want Outlook, you can still get a Hotmail address. I don't know why you want one, but you can get one if you really wanted one.
I have never played Oregon Trail.
You know what? I remember having it at school, but I don't remember it being something I really played. But I remember it being.
What's his name? Pitfall.
I remember Pitfall. I didn't really play that, but I remember Pitfall.
Pitfall, man, that was.
I remember Pitfall. I was no good.
That was the.
Like my alligators. The alligators ate me every time, child. Every time.
I never played it, but I remember it. My favorite game was Frogger.
I hated Frogger.
I loved Frogger.
Donkey Kong. I used to like Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong was cool. Donkey Kong was cool.
Okay, there was the ET game.
Remember,
Defender.
What was it? Cubert.
Yeah. Bam. Yeah, Cubert. Yeah. And then
Eddie said she still got a Hotmail.
You got to get all the.
Hey, Jason, what's up, baby?
I still use my Hotmail address. I still use it.
I still have a Hotmail. Like you can literally get one now if you really wanted one.
That's the one I use for my personal email. I have a Yahoo account that I send all my junk mail to. I don't know how much it's in there.
Let me tell you something, Jason. I played Defender. Me and my cousin played Defender like an entire night. We had to go to family union the next day.
I don't remember Defender.
Defender with the ship. You go back and forth, shoot.
Now I still have a Yahoo password. I mean, a Yahoo account, and the only time I use my Yahoo account for this is gonna sound crazy. Two of my football leagues, it still has that email address. So during football season, I always log into my Yahoo account just to set up my fantasy stuff, which I hardly even really do anymore. But that's the only time I log into my Yahoo. I still have it, and I know the password, but that is literally the only reason why I
got a Hotmail and a Yahoo account. I ain't no shame in my game. I still got both.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I still have it. Like I said, I just don't use it. Remember Yahoo Messenger though? Now that used to be my shit.
Hey Brandon, we are to skip past ColecoVision.
What's up, Star?
Don't worry about it. We got you.
He said, wait a minute, hold up. Regina said MySpace. Oh my gosh. I
never had a MySpace account. I never had MySpace.
I signed into my MySpace account last year, like the end of last year. They don't still active. I was like, what?
Yeah, they also there.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I never got on MySpace. I never wanted to get on Facebook. I never wanted to get on Facebook.
Is a part of the board for the new MySpace, right? I want to say it's Ashton Kutcher, like one of the celebrities that's on that bought, like he's on the board, and he's on the board of MySpace.
Now, Black Planet, I used to fuck with. I did used to fuck with Black Planet.
Look here.
And Black Voices. Black Planet and Black Voices.
Look here. I was on.
Yes, they do still have Black people meet.
Or at least.
Yes.
I mean, a week. I think I survived a week on Black Planet. Couldn't do it.
I liked Black Voices.
Man, look here.
I did have a Black Planet account, but I liked Black Voices better.
Because it was like, I was like, who is in my inbox right now? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Russ, I don't like it at all, Russ. I don't like it at all.
Facebook, Black Planet, I felt like was a little raunchier than Black Voices.
Black Planet was a dating site. Period. I don't give a damn what anybody.
Right, you said I don't care about none of them chat rooms or nothing. It was all about Just trying to find somebody.
That joint was a hookup.
Jason said he got decent proposals.
Yeah, right. I got a decent proposal on Black Planet, and it wasn't, man. Look here, it was from every walk of life. I'm gonna just leave it. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
What Black Planet were y'all on? Maybe I was on the wrong one.
I barely
no, you was on the right one.
My page, Slim, but a picture and a little
like I said, but I felt
apparently that was all they needed. Ready to take care of me for life, as long as I, I had to broaden my horizons. Broaden my horizons.
And maybe I don't.
Man, Slim.
I don't know if I would put a picture on Black Planet or not, but yeah, I think I was more on MySpace than Black Planet. Yeah. So
I was never on MySpace, but I was more on Black Voices.
I was all over MySpace.
I'm still cool with people I met on Black Voices.
Because
we used to have
was on MySpace, so I was all over MySpace.
Yeah, we used to have meetups and meet and greets and stuff like that. I'm still cool with some of the people I met on Black Voices.
I never went on Black Voices.
I never heard of Black Life, C. Golden. Never heard of Black Life.
Okay, so you got the underground.
Right.
I'm gonna say that's some whole new stuff. I ain't never heard of Black Life.
Okay, it's
that's some
situations over there.
That's some invitation only type shit right there.
Right.
In the beginning, Black Voices was independent, and then AOL bought them. But it was I liked it better before AOL bought them out.
But of course, AOL had to AOL it up.
Yeah, right. Which basically mean they fucked it up. Yeah.
Like somebody getting bought by Disney. That's like same thing.
Don't do that.
And remember, Black Planet tried to do that, like MySpace, like let you like personalize your page and shit, but it just didn't work. Because like I said, I knew people.
Black Planet didn't have the bandwidth that MySpace had. Because you trying to make a page, that job just you know how long it took for your page to load on Black Planet?
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
And that's probably why I never went on there, because it did, especially you on dial-up. You had to log in on Friday for a party on Saturday. You just wasn't gonna make it.
Never would have made it.
You didn't get dial-up. You didn't get DSL.
Eventually, I did get DSL, but
you have to get DSL.
Look, eventually.
Listen, we all remember having to make the choice between being on the internet or having your phone plugged in. We know. We all had to make that choice.
But you know what?
You get DSL, you had to worry about it.
But around that time, Angry Man and I were living up in Laurel, and we had a den in our apartment. So we had 2 phone lines.
Okay, wait. On C Golden, I mean, let's not forget Netscape was one thing.
I remember Netscape.
And Netscape had, you could put graphics up better, but I guess, Bill Gates wasn't having that bullshit.
But it wasn't like Black Planet.
That's why they got sued.
Remember on MySpace, was it MySpace or Black Planet? One of them, you could have like your favorite video, music, or something playing on MySpace. Yeah, so all that stuff took time. It wasn't just about graphics. All that stuff took time to load up.
Yeah, but you had Netscape. It was cool because stuff from top to the bottom, so it was like he's watching a movie. It's don't load this way.
I remember CD-ROMs. Yes.
Oh yes. We remember the CD-ROMs, child.
What? Benelli drives and SCSI discs and all of that.
I think I still got some rewritable CDs around my house somewhere. Some blank CDs, blank whatever.
I'm sure if I look hard enough, I'll find some too.
Yeah, I walked through the office the other day. The one that we're closing out. There was a spindle of 100 CDs.
Wow.
In that joint. I'm like, what were they using this for? And then I thought about it, like, once upon a time, it'd have been a knife fight in the streets to get this.
Danny said, OMG, we're all nerds.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I remember the 3.5 diskettes, the floppy disk. And I remember
the HSD 3.5 hard disk. Yeah, because floppies was just,
yeah.
I remember this is a true story. I remember this was when I was getting my first master's degree, and I was taking like a computer class.
I just want everybody. I just want to point out to everybody. She said her first master's degree. All right, keep going.
Anyway, and I remember my professor telling us we needed to get a jump drive, right? We didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And so he had to describe it to us, and he sent us to the store. He said, just go buy, tell them that you go to the Staples or whatever. Tell them that you need a jump drive. I don't even know if he called it a jump drive. He called it something else. And he told us how many gigs we needed, right? He said it's going to cost you about $40, $50, but I promise you it's going to be worth it. You're going to need it for this class because the stuff we're going to be doing in this class is going to be so big. You're going to run out of space on those, right? Now I got 5,000 of those things, and I got to figure out what's on which one. But I remember him saying that, and I remember we were all sitting there like, what's that? How do you? And I remember all of us bringing it to class. Yeah, it was a zip drive back then. Yep. I remember us bringing it back to class and him showing us where to plug it in and how to use it. Like, I remember the first time I bought one and used it.
Yeah, but I remember with the 3.5.
I had one of these handy. Like, it was right here next to me.
Right.
But now, like I said, now I got like literally right here. I have like a little container that I have right next.
Flash drives.
That has like 5 of them in there. Like, I literally have them everywhere. Flash drive. Yeah, I don't know if he said jump drive, flash drive, but I know whatever he said. He told us go to the store, and he showed us the one he had, so we know we bought the right one. And I remember him saying, now you can get them on Amazon. I bought some off of Amazon.
$8, maybe $5.
Right. I bought them off Amazon like $5 for $12 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I remember the first one I bought was like $40.
But I remember with the 3.5 disc, because I know the diskettes, they didn't have a lot of room. So when I was in undergrad, I would go and buy the little case of them, and I would label it like English, and then label one like whatever subject I was taking. So all my work,
because it came with the
little like
with the label on the joint, you could write.
And I would write them like, this is English 101. This is like whatever.
Yeah, I remember that. You remember you get the color coded ones too.
Yeah.
So the green one.
Hold up. Remember when you loading a new program when you had to insert this one and insert this two?
Right.
This one. Take out this two, put this one back in.
Right. And I even got fancy with mine. I think I had some Garfield ones. I think I had some like Donald Duck. Like, I got fancy with it, honey. I had cartoon disc.
Do y'all remember the game Doom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one time, Angry Man, we were dating, came into my house, and he was downloading Zoom. He was downloading Zoom onto the computer. The download was like 10 hours.
Yeah.
8.5, 9 hours in, my aunt called. My favorite auntie called.
Oh no!
That joint up, had to start over.
Oh, I know he was mad. Oh
my goodness, that was like, he was like, oh my gosh. And I don't know why we decided to try to download Doom during the day as opposed to waiting tonight, like that night, and then so we could play the next morning. But it was like we were like almost done. Like, we had left out. We went to get something to eat. I think we went to the movies and everything. We even put a note on the computer telling my mother and I, like, don't turn it off. Don't touch the computer. We're downloading something. And no sooner we came back home and was waiting for it to get done, my aunt called. And I was like, oh my goodness. The joys.
Hunty.
The joys of back then. And people, and like my kids now don't even understand. They get mad when, like, for Christmas, my daughter bought a PlayStation for Christmas, and they were downloading some game, and it was like a 10-minute download or something like that. And they were like, oh, we gotta wait 10 minutes. I'm like, y'all don't even understand.
I'm about to say, y'all don't even understand how y'all don't understand. Y'all do not understand them downloads.
It's called the struggle.
Right. But that's how that whole conversation started yesterday, because we were like, kids don't get it these days. We live in such a microwave society, and they really don't understand like this instant gratification bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all really don't get how serious this shit is. You know what I mean?
Look, Pete, terabytes. I have at least, I think I have minimum 5 or 6.
Yep, burning DVDs.
For 4 or 5 terabyte drives in my house right now, and they all, like back in the day, these would have cost thousands of dollars. They're all under 100. It's ridiculous where it's got to now.
Yeah, see, and that's me.
I can't even. Matter of fact, I can't even put my music on anything under at least 3 terabyte drive.
Really?
Really?
Oh, you talking about DJing? Okay, yeah.
Like I couldn't put all my music on if it's under 3 terabytes. I couldn't do it.
Oh. Remember when the iPods first came out?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
Yes, I had a 32 gig one. No, I had a 32 gig off the bus.
I still have it.
And
I have some sad news.
I had a 512 immediately.
I have some sad news before, because we're going to get off here in a few minutes. Just to let you guys know, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, another, since we throwing it back, he passed away today at the age of 69.
69?
66.
Okay.
That made a difference.
I mean, I didn't think it made a difference.
That's what I'm saying. They can't be.
But Marvelous, and again, when we go back to the 90s, 80s and 90s, that was the heyday of boxing. Like nobody really
that was like the man slam.
Yeah, that was the heyday of boxing. So in my opinion,
every weight class has somebody.
Yeah, they did.
Every weight class has somebody. Every weight class.
I'm sorry,
this man. Oh my goodness gracious!
My guy will always be Sugar Ray Leonard.
I knew you were gonna say Sugar Ray Leonard. You were gonna say Sugar Ray Leonard.
And I'm not even a boxing fan. Like I'm honestly not a boxing fan. I just love his personality. I think he's a very attractive man. I
always thought he was pretty. I mean, not pretty. He was handsome. And he's also a homeboy. You know what I'm saying? He hometown. He's from right over here, C Plessis.
Yeah, he just up the street.
Yeah.
Right up the street. Right. Yeah, his son was a cutie too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sugar Ray. Yeah, he was.
I wonder what his son is doing these days.
What was his name? Chavez, the one that had 150 fights before he eventually lost. He used to remember LimeWire.
I remember LimeWire.
Sugar Ray Leonard is 64 years old. He can get it. I'm sorry.
Oh, he can still get it.
All right, we've gone a long way from man. Look, I don't think any boxer today could beat any boxer from yesteryear. I don't care, prime or not. There's no way.
It's just not gonna happen.
Like I don't see like his thing. I don't see another George Foreman happening.
Yeah, I mean,
he had a career. He had a career in his prime. Left, came back, became a champion again.
Right, and then dominated again.
Became a champion again, and then turned around and made grills.
So to answer someone's question, Sugar Ray Leonard Jr., he looked a little rough, but he started. He's a co-founder of a launch team consulting and the CEO of Leonard Sports Entertainment.
Oh, so his daddy gave him a job, basically.
But he looked like he done been in a couple fights himself. Look a little rough on it. Yeah.
What's his name? Julio.
No, hold on.
That's what I used to watch back in the day. I'm sorry.
He didn't age like his daddy did. That's all I'm saying.
Julio Cesar Chavez, I used to watch a lot because he just took fights. He would take whoever's number one. He would just fight. Like he was fighting like I don't know, like every 3 months he had a fight. It was either who was next, and then he would have a big pay-per-view, I guess, who the promotions decided to do, but he just kept fighting. I don't think his only loss was to head to Camacho, but that was after he had 158 fights in.
Yeah, he definitely somewhere punch drunk.
So a lot of his fights first round.
Yeah.
He didn't get it. He knew how to fight. By the time at the end of his career, maybe he maybe is. I don't know. I haven't looked him up in a minute.
Jason, who was on Dr. Sean? I don't even know who Dr. Sean is, but who was on Dr. Sean 2 days ago and looks just like his dad? Who you talking about, babe?
Maybe some Sugar Ray Jr.
Maybe.
Okay, so as far as cute, my top 3 boxes are
Okay, here we go.
Sugar Ray Leonard,
Sure.
Roy Jones, and Oscar De La Hoya. I'm just saying.
I
I
mean,
can make some fajitas and some empanadas
you know
and some
wrong.
dulce leche.
I have no opinion on what you just said.
I mean, I don't know if I have a top 3, but I definitely think Sugar Ray Leonard is handsome. I used to like Marvelous Marvin Hagler. It was something about them eyes. Ooh.
Oh,
And he was bald before bald was a style. Remember, he was bald before everybody was really rocking the bald. Oh yeah, Marvelous Marvin Hagler had a little something for you, honey. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I don't wait. Do I have a boxer? Maybe Layla Ali. Yeah.
Layla.
Well, I could. Yeah, she's beautiful. She is beautiful,
and she's tall as hell, but she don't like comedy. I'm like, damn.
She don't like comedy.
Like she doesn't get it. Like she doesn't get jokes. Like I don't. She said it on back in the day on MTV.
Really?
Yeah, she was like a lot of humorous situation, like comedy movies and whatnot. She don't get. So it's like
over her head. Oh, poor baby.
I'm like, oh my god, damn it.
Wait a minute, hold up.
Like I told you, it was hot for a second. You messed up my whole fantasy.
Hold up, Jason. You said I gotta share my closet with Oscar De La Hoya. Do you mean because he dresses a lot, or because he wearing my clothes?
Because he might be in it with you. I mean, that's what the streets be saying.
Look, okay.
Listen. I'm just telling you what
rumors and rumors. And
hold up.
That hey, me. Until it comes out real, keep your fantasy alive.
And my fantasy gonna stay alive.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Hold up. Did y'all see? Speaking of,
okay, here we go.
Did y'all see? And we gonna go. But did y'all see J-Lo and A-Rod called off the engagement?
Yeah, but they saying that they still love each other and they're working on their relationship.
I'm just trying to figure out, do we give a damn?
But what was funny was what you didn't see was the meme of her with Thanos's hand talking about some J-Lo after she got her 8th engagement ring. That's what was funny.
Yo, Slim, that
because like
I rule the world. She got more rings than Tom Brady.
Look, Thanos like this, J-Lo like this.
Right. Okay. Right. They said that J-Lo and A-Rod, they just called off the wedding, but they're not. They didn't break up.
She will be engaged by Halloween. Let's not to somebody else.
Or be back with one of her exes.
Wait,
that
is the best. Was it Cameron? Man, called J-Lo Lord of the Rings.
Lord, that's another good one. Lord of the Rings. That was another good one, honey.
Lord of the Rings. That is the best. I'm like, Slim, why are we still talking about this woman?
I just think it's funny that she did say after, I don't even know, somewhere in between relationships, engagements, and marriages, she has said that she's in love with the idea of love. She loves love, and I'm like, and that's great. I really do think
I'm like after Mark Anthony, just call it a day.
You know what? I knew the Mark Anthony thing wasn't going to last. Before they even got together.
Wait, Jason, Ben Affleck not coming back, man. Come on, man. Don't. You know what? I would love to see that happen.
Ben Affleck is happily married to Jennifer. And him, Jim and Gone is still married.
No, they got divorced years ago, 2018.
Together. Oh, well, you know what, Ben? You might be in there, bro.
Wait, because them Capital One commercials. But
no. Now, when he went to rehab,
he can't associate with Ben no more. She got the Capital One money with Samuel L.
Well, no. When Ben went to rehab and something else had happened, Jennifer Garner was the one who showed up at the rehab, bought him clothes, and kind of helped him through that time in his life. He was circling around her at the time. He was circling around that Jennifer. But she was like, she wasn't too sure. Because they had been separated for a while. It took him and Jennifer Garner a while. They were separated for a while before they got divorced. I think it's because of the 3 kids, but
yeah, he didn't waste no time with that one.
They were married for 13 years.
Damn, they were married that long? Wow.
Yeah. and both of them disappeared from like Earth.
You say Earth, the whole Earth?
I mean, when was the last time you seen Jennifer Garner or anything outside of Valentine's Day and something else? Like where has she been?
I watched a movie this morning or yesterday evening with her, and they called Yes Day.
What?
It's a movie called Yes Day.
Is that an indie film?
Well, can we say no, ma'am? Because we don't know nothing about that.
It's actually
on Hulu or something.
It's on either Netflix or HBO Max. It's a kids movie. It's called Yes Day. It's a little kids
movie. She on Eddie Murphy, you know, or something.
Are y'all gonna watch the new Justice League that comes out? Dan Snyder's Justice League?
No. I'm tired of watching. Why can't DC just make another goddamn film as opposed to rehash the same movie with 5 different edits? Kiss my entire ass.
All right then.
I'm straight off of Harlem Nights. Kiss my entire ass.
The whole.
I'm tired of what is DC doing. You have the most known characters of all time in comic book history, and you can't get a group movie together. This is retarded. This is trash.
I'm gonna
the whole story. They have so much shit to do. Shit they can put in, storyline and everything that they could do. They can get a movie together. They get the cartoons together. They can get the cartoon movies together. Because those are fire. But anything else is trash. And I don't understand why. Why repeat the same movie 3 times? That's stupid.
Well, with that being said, we can ready to wrap it up. We've been on here for almost 2 hours. I appreciate everybody for being here. And we getting ready to let Mink take us out since we forgot last time. But Mink, you want to take us out?
You know what? We done talked about some stuff. I don't even know who to pick on today. So if Sharon Osbourne rides in on a ragged horse, dragging Pierce Morgan to tell your child to get some feces out the stove, out the toilet, smack that bitch off the horse and just say,
I was getting ready to say, I already know this is not about to be the same thing, okay?
And while they on the ground and you get Sugarfoot to stomp them, just say, cock your head to the side and just say, really, bitch?
All right, y'all. With that being said, we out. Peace.